A country with a mixed-race community, its own passports, hotels that melt every year, and cocktails that melt in your hand before you even take a sip. In Canada, women don't wait for you to make a move. They'll buy you a beer the first time you meet them. And that's not all. Canadians drink 2 billion cups of coffee a year as a national ritual. And surprisingly, they only cost 20% of what they do in the United States. Here are 15 of the weirdest and most surprising facts about Canada, a country that will have you laughing from start to finish. Number 15, Canada, the land of maple leaves and the most beautiful mysteries in North America. Canada is the second largest country in the world, covering nearly 3.85 million square miles, which is more than 18 Texas combined. It stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean and reaches up to the Arctic, where you might see polar bears wandering around more than security officers. This country has more freshwater lakes than the rest of the world combined. The Canadian flag, featuring an 11-pointed red maple leaf, is one of the most recognizable national symbols globally. Canada's population is estimated to reach about 39.5 million by 2025, but you can walk for hours without seeing anyone unless you count moose. Interestingly, Canada has a surprisingly young population with nearly 50% of residents under 40 years old, thanks to smart immigration policies and a youth-friendly economy. Most Canadians speak English and French, but over 70 indigenous languages are still vibrant. From the Inuit language in the Arctic to Cree and Dean, Canada's climate is incredibly diverse. Southern Ontario can be as warm as the eastern US, while the north experiences winters as cold as -40 degrees Fahrenheit, where you can really feel the Arctic chill. Canada is home to over 2 million lakes, and you could swim in a different one every day for over 5,000 years. It's also a country that welcomes many tourists and settlers every year. Will you be the next visitor? Number 14, the only ice hotel in North America. Have you ever slept on a block of ice? If not, visit Hôtel de Glace, located near Quebec City. The only hotel in North America built entirely from ice and snow. Each year, more than 500 tons of ice and 15,000 tons of packed snow are used to create this magnificent ice castle, which melts away each spring like ice cream in the sun. But don't worry, Canadians rebuild it from scratch every year, and each time the architecture and style have a new theme. Some years it's Norse mythology, while other years it's a futuristic universe. Inside, temperatures are kept around 23 to 27 degrees Fahrenheit. The beds are made of ice, skillfully carved, and you'll sleep in specialized sleeping bags designed for cold conditions. Interestingly, cocktails are served in real ice. You can also host a wedding in a candlelit ice chapel where the seats are carved snow blocks that resemble frosty thrones. The hotel's price is about $199 per night, and VIP rooms can go up to $500. Yet, it attracts over 100,000 visitors each year, with many Americans and Europeans flying in just to experience this unique adventure. Would you dare to sleep in a hotel made entirely of ice? Comment with a 3 if you'd like to give it a try. Number 13, City Flowers, the beauty of Canadian women. When walking the streets of Montreal or Vancouver, don't be surprised if a Canadian girl smiles at you and invites you for a beer right on your first meeting. That's how Canadian women express their proactiveness and especially equality. This is a country where women don't wait, they take the initiative. Canadian women often have athletic builds, smooth, glowing skin, and a style that's simple yet elegant. They perfectly combine outer beauty with depth of knowledge. Over 61% of women aged 25 to 64 have a college degree, ranking among the highest in the world. It's no surprise to meet girls who can discuss French philosophy while driving an SUV and are ready to camp out in -20 degrees Fahrenheit winter weather. In the workplace, they're present in every field, from doctors and engineers to entrepreneurs and pilots, even in technology and science. You might sit next to a girl in a Toronto cafe and unexpectedly find out she's a lawyer on vacation in the Rockies. Many of them choose to live independently, but are also open to international travelers. They're not shy to share stories, and if they find you charming, they'll gladly start the conversation. Interestingly, it's common for Canadian women to marry people from different countries, as long as there is respect and understanding. So do you want to connect with Canadian women? Leave a comment with an 8, and I'll share some tips on how to successfully connect with a Canadian girl. Number 12, the Bottle Chapel really exists in Canada. Can you believe that over 25,000 soda, wine, and perfume bottles can create a church that shines like a crystal fairy tale? On Prince Edward Island near Nova Scotia, this wonder has come true. The story began in 1979 when Edward Arsenault, a retired electrician, received a postcard depicting a house made of bottles in California. Inspired by this, he spent over 6 years collecting bottles from all over, including soda, wine, beer, and perfume bottles, all stitched together to create a space that is both artistic and a heartfelt message about green living and environmental protection. The light filters through the colorful glass bottles, turning the main chapel into a dazzling crystal palace at sunrise, resembling a medieval stained glass cathedral. But what's special is that not just one church was built. Edward also constructed a bell tower, a small chapel, a Zen garden, and even a mini tea house, all made from recycled bottles. From afar, it looks like a fairy tale village. It sounds surprising, but it's incredibly beautiful. The admission fee is only about 5 to 7 Canadian dollars, under $6, and all proceeds go toward maintenance, repairs, and inspiring recycling in future generations. Many artists, photographers, and environmentally conscious couples have chosen this place as a destination, even hosting weddings among the thousands of sparkling bottles in the sunlight. Today, it has become a cultural symbol of green living in Atlantic Canada. Number 11. Coffee is a part of life. The image of Canadians lining up in the snow to buy a $1 cup of Tim Hortons coffee is popular, and a part of the culture here. There are over 4,000 Tim Hortons locations across Canada, and in some cities you could close your eyes and still bump into one. Canadians affectionately call it Timmy's, and it's not just a place to buy coffee, it's a national spirit stop. On average, each person drinks about 3 cups a day. And interestingly, Canada ranks among the top coffee-consuming countries in the world, and it's not just hot coffee. Canada also has cafes open from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. selling only cold coffee for caffeine lovers, like a snowy version of Las Vegas. Don't be surprised if you see a 75-year-old chatting about social issues and life with friends over coffee at the corner table, which serves as the unofficial meeting room for some team. Interestingly, there's also a game called Roll Up the Rim, offering prizes with each cup, from cars to free coffee. Coffee in Canada comes with a maple syrup-filled donut, a national combo that outshines any fancy croissant. Have you ever stood in minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit just to drink a cup of coffee? Comment with a 5 if you want to try this quintessential Canadian morning ritual. Number 10, the Metis, the only recognized mixed nation in the world. In Canada, there's a nation's culture that's both familiar and astonishing. The Metis. They are neither fully French nor entirely indigenous, but are descendants of the historical encounters between European traders and indigenous women dating back to the 18th century. What makes them unique is their distinct culture that's unlike anything else in the world. Did you know that the Métis have their own language called Métis? A Métis sentence might start in French and end with the grammatical structure of the Cree tribe. It's one of the rarest languages in the world and serves as a living testament to the perfect blend of two civilizations. During major festivals, especially back-to-bat days, the Metis showcase dance competitions, play the violin to lively fiddle music, and perform traditional jig dancing. They wear brightly colored wool sashes known as ceinture flesh, which not only keep them warm, but are also an essential symbol of Métis identity. Even Metis homes have character. The Red River frame houses built with interlocking wood joints are a brilliant fusion of European technique and indigenous aesthetics. The walls are made from mud, straw, or animal hides, featuring sloped roofs and large east-facing windows to catch the morning sun, resembling a smart home from 200 years ago. Interestingly, many Métis homes were designed to be movable, complete with wheels, essentially creating mobile homes before the term even existed. When entering an old Metis home, you'll find handmade furnishings, woven wool, homemade instruments, and stone fireplaces resembling a living museum. Number 9, Canada has a national moving day. In Montreal, Canada, there's a peculiar day. Over 100,000 people move houses in just 24 hours, not due to natural disasters or emergencies, but rather for Moving Day, which takes place every year on July 1st, coinciding with Canada Day. And it's not just a day of packing, it's a massive social event. The streets become interior runways where you might see people pulling refrigerators on bicycles, sliding sofas down sidewalks, or transporting neatly tied stacks of books on baby strollers. Moving companies, rental shops, and even pizza places see a spike in business during this peak season. Interestingly, despite the chaotic scene, residents don't seem bothered at all. They prepare as if participating in an annual celebration. Neighbors grow closer after a few trips hauling items. Children learn the importance of helping parents early on, and many view it as an opportunity to re-establish their lives. It's a form of rebirth in everyday life. The sight of thousands of people moving on the same day may surprise many tourists, yet it reflects a very Canadian rhythm, orderly, warm, and filled with community spirit. Montreal welcomes July not with fireworks but with shared journeys in each packed vehicle. Number 8, life in Ottawa. Ottawa, Canada's capital, is not just a political hub, but also a vibrant city with a non-stop pace where politeness blends with the openness of North America. During the day, streets like Wellington, Sparks, or Elgin are filled with leisurely pedestrians, while bicycles weave between modern electric buses. In this atmosphere, cars always yield to pedestrians, creating a respectful traffic culture that makes everyone feel at ease. The street scene is always colorful. You'll encounter street performers playing classical violin in front of the National Library, or a local telling stories in Algonquin at the Bay Ward Market. These moments allow you to sense the harmony between culture, history, and modern life. Ottawa residents are friendly, polite, and appreciate beauty. From the flowers planted in front of their homes to their efforts in maintaining green spaces in the city. When nighttime falls, Ottawa transforms. Vintage-style bars and Parisian cafes with warm yellow lights and soothing jazz music will immerse you in an incredible, relaxing atmosphere. You can sip on a signature maple syrup cocktail while enjoying live music by the Rideau River. Particularly at night, its waters reflect the city lights, creating a dazzling picture, making Ottawa not just a political capital, but a lively city full of inspiration. Number 7. Wonderful destinations in Canada. Canada truly is the perfect vacation combo for travelers seeking an amazing getaway. Start with B National Park, where you can soak in a 100-degree Fahrenheit hot spring amidst the snow. Admire the emerald green Lake Louise and spend the night at the Fairmont Bee Springs Castle, which has hosted the British royal family. At an altitude of over 4,500 feet and with fresh air year-round, it's an ideal retreat for those wanting to recharge amidst nature. Next is Quebec City, dubbed the Little Paris of North America, where you can take a horse-drawn carriage through cobblestone streets, savor French-style duck confit, and sip espresso under a historic castle that looks like it's straight out of a painting. For more adventure, head to Churchill, Manitoba, the polar bear capital of the world, where you might spot bears roaming through hotel parking lots and capture the northern lights right from your balcony. If you love nature, Vancouver Island and Butchert Gardens will leave you in awe with over 900 flower species blooming year-round, lush temperate rainforests, and a royal-style afternoon tea in a fairy tale setting. And don't forget Niagara Falls, where the Canadian side offers the most breathtaking views in the world. Closer and grander, the Hornblower boat takes you through the misty curtain of water, ending your day with dinner at the rotating restaurant atop the Skylon Tower. Number 6. Wildlife crossings over highways in Banff National Park, Alberta. Along the 4,860-mile Trans-Canada Highway, the government has built 44 animal crossings, including 6 green overpasses and 38 wildlife tunnels. No signs, no traffic lights, yet more than 150,000 crossings are recorded by cameras each year. Interestingly, bears and wolves use the bridges at specific times, usually at dawn or dusk, their own rush hours. What's even more remarkable is that they remember their roots and pass this knowledge on to the next generation. Thanks to this system, Canada has reduced traffic accidents involving wildlife by 80%. Notably, turtles that can't climb are given special tunnels beneath the surface, saving thousands of lives each year. This is not just a technical solution. The system has been captured by NASA from satellites, featured in textbooks, and has become a model that countries like Germany, the Netherlands, the US, India, and Thailand are studying. The wildlife here even remembers and passes down the bridge locations to future generations. Do you know of any other countries with bridges specifically for wildlife? Share with everyone.
North and South medley, played by the United States Marine Pipe and Drum Corps. It is on record.
Number 5, the New Year's ice bath tradition, unique to Canada. In Canada, where winters can dip to -40 degrees Fahrenheit and snow blankets the landscape for months, people don't just endure the cold, they celebrate with it. Every New Year's Day, thousands of Canadians eagerly participate in the polar bear plunge, affectionately known as the polar bear jump, where they dive into icy waters around 2 degrees Celsius, 32 to 35 degrees Fahrenheit, as a way to renew their spirits for the year ahead. This event takes place in major cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Ottawa, attracting tens of thousands of participants and spectators. The atmosphere resembles a winter Mardi Gras where participants don't wear traditional swimsuits but instead dress up as superheroes, mermaids, snowmen, or even hot coffee cups, creating a colorful spectacle against the white ice. Interestingly, this is not just a winter festival, it's also a large-scale community fundraising event. In Ontario alone, the 2023 event raised over $300,000 Canadian dollars for charity. For many, this frigid plunge isn't just a physical challenge, but also helps improve sleep, reduce stress, and boost immunity, acting as a natural vitamin dose from the Arctic. After the jump, participants receive a certified polar bear certificate, along with a badge, a commemorative photo, and sometimes even a hug from a snow bear mascot. Number 4, Toronto. The world's largest underground maze, Path. The massive underground shopping network in Toronto holds the Guinness World Record for the largest underground shopping complex in the world, stretching a total of 19 miles, 30 kilometers. To put it in perspective, that's like linking over 500 NFL football fields together. Path connects more than 75 buildings from 5-star hotels and financial centers to major subway stations and stadiums. Inside, you'll find 1,200 stores, restaurants, bookstores, supermarkets, cafes, clinics, and even spas, allowing you to live, work, relax, and spend money without ever stepping outside for a whole week. Interestingly, most visitors have no idea they're walking through a vibrant underground city. During rush hour, instead of dealing with traffic above ground, thousands of Torontonians flood down to Path. It's not the subway, it's a people subway. You'll see a polite yet bustling crowd, coffee in hand, eyes focused ahead, reminiscent of a Wall Street version underground. Path was designed to combat North America's harsh winter where cold winds can plummet to -22 degrees Fahrenheit. But don't think you can easily master this maze. With hundreds of turns and similar hallways, newcomers can easily get lost. That's why Path has its own color coding system. Yellow for south, red for north, blue for west, and green for east, just like a Disneyland map. Perhaps the strangest thing is that no one owns all of Path. It's a collaboration of private structures and public spaces functioning seamlessly like a Swiss watch. Precise, tidy, and almost unbelievably perfect. Number 3, Canada. A year-round festival paradise. Winter in Canada marks the Carnival de Quebec, the largest winter festival in the world, running from late January to early February. But it's not just about admiring giant snow sculptures or glowing night parades. You can also enjoy the ice warming, sipping a hot caribou in hand, a traditional herbal drink that warms you up while you dance amidst the falling snow. Furthermore, there are thrilling boat races on the frozen river, a unique and exciting experience found only in Quebec. In the summer, the fireworks at Butchart Gardens in British Columbia turn every Saturday night from July to early September into a visual feast. Interestingly, the fireworks here don't just explode in the sky. They reflect off the water and synchronize with classical music, making spectators feel as if they're seated in the middle of a light symphony. And in Alberta, the Edmonton Folk Festival not only showcases folk culture but also immerses visitors in fun activities like learning to play traditional instruments or trying their hand at crafts with seasoned artisans. You don't just watch, you participate, becoming part of the festival to feel that Canadian culture is not just for viewing, but for living alongside. Number 2. Living costs in Canada. If you've ever been curious about life in Canada, you'll find that the cost of living here offers a fascinating balance between modern convenience and comfortable living. For an adult living in a major city, the cost of renting a one-bedroom apartment in the downtown area ranges from $1,000 to $1,500 per month. If you prefer living in the suburbs, this figure drops to around $700 to $1,200 per month. Basic utilities like electricity, water, and heating will cost about $100 to $200 per month, while high-speed internet adds another $40 to $50. For groceries, you can expect to spend around $300 to $400 per month if you cook at home. Dining out will set you back about $10 to $15 for a simple meal at a restaurant. Public transportation costs usually range from $80 to $120 per month if you use a regular transit pass. Meanwhile, a basic gym membership can be between $30 to $50 per month, and dental or basic medical services are often significantly cheaper than in the US, typically averaging $80 to $150 per visit. In total, living comfortably in Canada would require about $1,600 to $2,300 per month, which is about 20 to 30% lower than major cities in the US and Europe. This makes Canada an appealing option for many. With these costs, would you choose to settle here? If yes, choose one. If no, choose 0. Please share your answer in the comments. Number 1. A culinary paradise in Canada. When it comes to Canadian cuisine, you can't overlook poutine, a dish regarded as the soul of Quebec. Crispy golden fries covered with rich gravy and melted cheese curds create an unforgettable experience. For American tourists, poutine is not just a dish, but a culinary statement filled with unique character. This familiar yet distinctive flavor is unforgettable for anyone who tries it. In addition, Canada proudly boasts maple syrup, the essence of spring when the snow melts. Here, people use maple syrup not just on pancakes, but they also enjoy it in a special way, tasting syrup directly off the snow, known as maple taffy. The process of tapping maple trees for sap and boiling it down into syrup is both labor-intensive and inspiring, helping visitors connect with Canada's raw nature. And don't forget to try a torture, a traditional French-Canadian meat pie, or cedar plank grilled salmon, a delicious and visually appealing local dish. All these dishes come together to create a vibrant culinary landscape in Canada, where the flavors of the earth, nature, and tradition intertwine. If you think Canadian cuisine is just pancakes, give these dishes a try and you'll find that each flavor tells a story. We've explored 15 mind-blowing facts about Canada together. Thank you for watching until the end of our travel documentary. We hope you've gained a fresh perspective on this country. See you in the next video.